Welcome back. In this video, I will discuss how to create a JMix potato using the Hot Potato program. And we start working with it the same way we work with any other. We click on the application, but this time we're going to go to JMix. And real quick, I'm going to create the sample JMix data file. Save it into our folder, click on Save. And this is our interface. Now, the main screen has two main parts. The main sentence box here and the alternate sentence text boxes here. Now, the point of this potato is to have students create a sentence using the words that are in the main sentence itself. For instance, if I write here, my favorite food is pizza, and then create a drag and drop exercise, which is an option here as well as it was an option in JMatch. What I would want to do is have this program generate a game where students can drag each word in the correct order to create the sentence. So let me click on this icon here and see what happens. It gives me a default instruction here, and for some reason I just have this single thing, my favorite food is pizza, that I'm able to drag. Why is that? Well, it's because just like in JCross, it recognized this all as one word. So to correctly format my words in this sentence, I need to make a new line for each individual word. Okay, now it'll work without a problem if I do it all over again. Okay, so I have two lines here, and as long as I put the words in the same line in the correct order, my favorite food is pizza, and click on check, the program will recognize it as the correct answer. But this might be difficult to figure out at first if you just see, these five pieces of the sentence here and two horizontal lines. Students might not know how to deal with that. So you might want to add this information in the instructions. You can do this by clicking on Options, Open Configuration Window, and writing the instructions over here. Now, another thing that you could do is, let's say for some reason I wanted to show them a link that had a web page that had information on it that they would need to generate the correct sentence. Here's what you do. You can go to any of these boxes and click on Insert Link. I believe that was Insert Image. You want Insert Link, and you can have a path or a URL to the linked file. Once again, I would recommend the URL. So let's just use a random image, a random site here. We'll just use Google. Oh, look at that interesting animation today. And you need to absolutely have a text for the link. If you don't have a text for the link, students won't have anything to click on, so they won't have access to the link. So I'm just going to call this Google. And this is the option to have that once they click on the link for it to open in a new window or not. So I'm just going to click OK. And now I have all this fancy code. Now luckily there is no bug in this code. This is absolutely fine. And the reason why I wanted you to put it over here is so that we can copy it. And the other reason is because I would want to put this in the instructions, perhaps. But you cannot use the Insert Link button once you're inside of this configuration window. However, I can paste something that I copied elsewhere, like that code. So now I'll just click on Close, create it again, and now I have the same question, but now right next to my instructions I have this link that's called Google, and if I click on it, it takes me right to Google in a new tab. Now, I didn't use it in a very objective way. It was more just to show you how to add a link. You can do that to any of the potatoes. One of the ideas that you could use for it is if you're dealing with a J quiz. You can send students to a separate page first using the link function, and then have them answer questions in the J quiz based on that link. Okay, so let's look at this sentence once more in my data. Forgetting about the capital M for a second, as a matter of fact, I'll make it a lowercase m. It is possible to create a different sentence out of this set of words. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to add these alternate sentences over here where it's labeled alternate sentences. So instead of my favorite food is pizza, I can say pizza is my favorite food. Or even, this is a little bit stranger, but my favorite pizza is food. I would certainly hope that your favorite pizza is food, otherwise you should eat something else. So now if I go, let's do a standard exercise this time just to see what that looks like. Same procedure. And now I have these 5 parts, and the way the standard exercise works is that you just click on a letter. My favorite food is pizza. Click on check when you're done and you will get a grade based on it. And it will also tell you the other acceptable sentences. Another nice feature. And since there's a hint button here, let's click restart, which allows basically everything resets itself. Let's just click on hint, and it'll tell you what the next correct part of the sentence is. It won't tell you the next acceptable part for any of the alternate sentences. It'll only tell you the first correct word from your main sentence, which I think is a good way of doing it. Okay. Now another interesting feature, or I should say a useful tool, is this box right here. It allows the program to warn me if my alternate sentence do not use all of the words in the main sentence. So let's say something like, I don't know, my favorite food is cheese. Sure. And if I try to create it, it'll say, oh, the file name contains a space, but then it'll say, this alternate answer contains something not found in the main answer, and it will tell you which alternate answer is problematic. You can still create it if you'd like to, but obviously that other word or that other sentence wouldn't be possible for your students to create. So just be careful with that. I would recommend always having this checked off. There's just no reason not to. And that is all you need to create your JMix exercise. Last is the masher, which can combine the potatoes that we've made from all 5 programs into one healthy meal. I mean unit. See you there.